Hey, y'all.
Hello, hello.
It's Lauren.
It's Jamie. Welcome to the Chicks and Dip podcast.
Hello. We think this is episode 8.
I know. We're kind of like out of order.
Yeah, we're recording. We've got a vacation coming up. So we're kind of like recording all over the place. But I think this is episode 8.
Yeah, we're both going to spend some much needed time with the fam.
Ugh.
I'm so excited. I haven't spent this long in upstate New York in like 2 years since I moved down here. I'm hyped.
Yes. Get away from Savannah for a minute. We love this city, but we got to get out. You know, we got to leave.
Yeah. That family pool party is coming up that we talked about a little bit with Frank when he was on.
Yes.
I am hyped, guys. And my sister, oh my God, you know about this.
Ah!
So long story short, my sister is such a foodie. I am not. And we are just a big Italian family. And for some reason, my mom was like, you know what, this year we're just going to do hamburgers and hot dogs. It's not going to be a big deal. My sister started a like riot, petition, everything throughout my family, voice messaging my cousins and I to be like, I need your backup on this. We need the Italian food. We need the sausage. We need everything, like everything there. So we're getting it. She's excited. Everybody's excited.
It came through.
Oh,
She's
it's
got it
coming through.
How can you not? If you like get an army of cousins together, anything is possible, you guys.
All of us Italian cousins, especially my like Long Island cousins. Oh no. Oh no. We're putting our foot down this year for the Polari pool party.
I get it though. Our family does like Cajun style like seafood gumbo.
Wow.
Yeah. It's like, yeah, like a bunch of my family is like, we're from Mississippi, like Louisiana area. And so that's like our, you know, Jamie is too Italian as Lauren is to the Cajun food. And so, I mean, we do the gumbo every Christmas Eve. And if like for whatever reason my dad said we're not doing it, I would be like, what?
Good joke.
Like, yeah, we are.
Yeah, you can't ruin those family traditions.
No.
You really can't do it.
Because you literally look forward to it for a freaking year.
Oh, yeah. I mean, the sausage and peppers and just like lasagna, like all these different things. Yeah, I was a little disappointed. I mean, I wasn't going to like go to bat for it. I still did. I'm like, let me know what you want me to say to mom.
Lorene got you.
Oh, yeah. My mom never mentioned anything to me because she knew that I didn't care.
She's like, Jamie's not going to like riot about this.
I'm just like, listen, just let me chill in the pool and I'll be good.
Oh my God.
I will participate in the pool part of the pool party.
Hello.
Yeah.
I would be the one who's participating in the food part. I will get just enough in the water where you can't see my belly poking out because I've had 3 plates of Italian sausage or whatever you just said.
Oh my God.
Sausage and peppers. Like
Lorene was like, I'm going to hide. She was like, I would rather have my pants unbuttoned and hide in the shallow end.
yes, that would be me.
Like, got it.
Yep.
Got it. Good.
Indeed. God.
So good.
What other stories you got? I'm feeling, you guys can definitely hear it, and I sincerely apologize, but I am feeling under the weather today.
Time.
So I do not have any stories because I can't breathe.
I have more of an update, I guess. I don't know if this was like last week's episode at this point or 2 weeks before, but that was right when my eyebrows got burned. My skin got burned above my eyebrows. So what we found out, actually, thanks to Lauren's mom, I went to the dermatologist and she's been giving me like retinoid, whatever the frick, to put on your face. And apparently you can't get your eyebrows waxed if you're putting that on your face. So I had a chemical burn on my face. Oh yeah. It was like this whole thing.
My mom, I was just telling her, I was like, whatever they did at the nail salon to Jamie, like we could sue them, I think. Like
We're
that nail
pissed.
salon. And my mom was like, is she on tretinoid or retin whatever? And I'm like, yeah, why?
Probably.
She's like, everyone knows that. You can't get a wax. I was like, well, this is news to us. The 25-year-olds haven't gotten the message.
I was literally never warned. So anybody that's listening to this, if you are putting such product on your face, you have to wait, 5 to 7 days or something?
Yeah.
You don't use it. I know my mom's like, well, why didn't you wash your face before? I'm like, listen up. Like, that's not how this works. Okay.
We live impromptu lives.
I know, but I'm like, Lauren and I have this running joke because that stuff like makes you purge.
Oh my God.
So whenever I'd be having, like before I went to the dermatologist, my face was just honestly a mess. I was going on and off birth control, just craziness. And whenever I'd be having a bad day, Lauren would be like, leave her alone. She's purging.
Her face is purging. You leave Jamie alone. She's purging.
So we have gotten through the purging phase. Okay. So all of that to say, my skin has healed. But you know what hasn't healed? I broke my nail. Okay. Like when we were showing our nails on the episode, everything, I was at a silent disco party in Charlotte, North Carolina this past weekend. And if you know me, I love to dance no matter day, time, love to dance. You put on music, I'm going to do it.
She breaking it down.
Oh, I was breaking it down. Like we were all like kind of like skimming the floor, like doing a little like bopping action. And my nail hit someone's knee. And I felt it break, and I was just like, ooh, okay, that feels a little spicy down there. That's horrible. And
spicy down there.
That sounds even worse. That is not what I meant. My nail was stinging, and I'm like, okay, maybe this isn't good. I looked down. I was gushing blood, like down my arm, my nail, everything. So casually, you know me, I do a little like Irish goodbye, and I'm like, oh,
I'm gonna go check this out.
Gotta check this out.
Gonna go to the bathroom.
I'm like in the kitchen by myself, being like, oh my God. Like, it was stinging so bad. Everybody's like still jamming, and I'm like, yeah, okay, me too.
Oh yeah, I'm having a great time in
God,
here.
I was having a horrible time. So now it literally broke half of my nail off. And I don't know. Today I was on the phone. My mom like, Mom, we should go get our nails done when I'm home.
I can't believe you haven't gotten it fixed.
I'm just, yeah.
Oh my God. I have, I said I wasn't going to talk, and here I am. You guys are going to suffer. I had a pretty traumatic nail incident. I've definitely talked about this somewhere before, definitely on my Instagram. But a couple years ago on St. Patrick's Day, I allegedly, I was blackout and don't remember it. I'll be totally honest. Allegedly, I slammed my pinky in my Uber door at the end of the night, about 4 a.m. And I woke up and that nail was broken so far down. It was just a little sliver of neon yellow.
That's horrible.
It was like foul, and it was still hanging on by like one little clip. So like the whole nail hadn't fallen off yet, but it was like I could literally like touch it and see the whole nail bed. The nail bed's disgusting. And so I went to the nail salon and I was like, can you save it? And they were like, no, ma'am, we can't. And so they had to take the whole nail off, and then they like doctored it up, and they couldn't even put a tip on it. It was so busted. So they had to just take the like acrylic paste and just like pat it on and like build a fake nail just so it didn't look like I had like a naked pinky. And they looked great. Like really, they did good. It healed up. It's still a little bit visual aid number 2 for this episode. Visual aid, I'll post a picture of my like pinky. My left pinky permanently grows at like a angle. It like angles up, and it still hasn't healed. It's been 2 years, so I think maybe it's just permanent damage. But
okay, wait, I would like to go back to the part that you said they took your nail off. They removed the rest of your nail.
Not like that little sliver part. Like they had to get in there and cut the little hanging part off, and then they trimmed that up and got that little, the buzzy thing that like shaves it down. They got it nice and thin.
No
but
way.
No, I mean, they didn't like they're not a doctor, it's a nail salon. They didn't like do hangnail surgery.
Well, that's where I was like, hold on. Well, number 1, I don't think that's correct. They shouldn't be doing that. 2,
no.
How did that not kill? Because mine is not as bad as yours, and I am washing my face and my hair with one hand because it's stinging so bad.
No, you should go. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying like aesthetically, I can't believe you haven't gotten it fixed. Like mine hurt like incredibly bad until I got it fixed.
But with them drilling it and stuff?
Yeah, I mean, it definitely hurt. But once it was done, like whatever, they had cleaned it out, gotten the hangnail off, and then just like put something on top of it, it was relief. I had to still take Advil for a couple days, but nail, like people always make fun of people like, oh, you're going to break a nail. That shit is serious. That hurts.
It's a real deal.
You can't use your whole hand. Good luck using it.
Literally whole hand. It's just not. I mean, if I was flipping someone the bird, I guess I have an exciting finger to show someone. But
an exciting, nasty finger
with the little Band-Aid. But like, I really tried to like rock and roll with no Band-Aid, and I was like, nope, I literally cannot because I hit something wrong, and it's just not. Yeah, I need to go get a tip on it, but I'm not gonna lie, I'm being frugal as heck and like not doing anything.
They won't charge you for the full set.
I know. I just spent so much money on these damn nails last week. Not even a week I've had these babies on. No, I guess a week today. It's fine. Guys, it's really fine. But yeah, it's just something. So lesson learned. Hey, at least you know what to do if your skin burns when you get your eyebrows done, when your nails break. You know what you need at an Italian family pool party now.
Yes, yes.
You know it.
There we go.
Wow, I got to post something on the story about the pool party this weekend.
I want to see pictures of all the food. Like, will there be dip? I'm sure there's going to be a dip.
Oh my God, of course there's going to be dip.
God.
Oh my God, yes, buffalo. Yeah. And there's going to be a buffalo chicken dip. I'm pretty sure that my cousin Caitlin is making it. I think we were actually talking about this last week too. My family, we all take a shot at the beginning of the party. Well, then we say we take one. It happens multiple times. There's multiple firsts of the days. My grandfather Poppy started that tradition. So like in his honor now we take it.
Love it.
And I think one of the finest moments of my life was teaching my grandfather how to take a Jell-O shot.
So cute. I've seen video of this and it is, I mean, he's the coolest. I don't know any other 90-year-olds who are that cool.
Yeah. He was the dopest human.
Man, this one's for you, Poppy.
First of the day. First of the day. Anyways, that was a lot about my family, so welcome.
Love it.
Love it.
We're all Burtons now. We have a really good guest for y'all. This topic, so Jamie and I are not parents. Mr. Kim truly doesn't count. I'm sorry, babe. But we know, around the age of 25, like some of our listeners are moms, some of our listeners are getting married. And so we did want to bring on a working mom. And so we brought on our friend Katie. She's a mother and she is a businesswoman. And so I've got a big, like lengthy introduction. So I guess we can just get into it.
Yeah. And also stay tuned because there's a very exciting announcement, but you got to listen to it to find out.
Yes.
Just saying. But
huge surprise in this interview, y'all.
We'll talk to Katie in 3, 2, 1.
All right, y'all. We are here with our guest for today's episode. This is Katie Siplon. She is a realtor and property manager for Tri-County Real Estate, the marketing director for Choose Mart, a partner of 3 Points Food Court, and a partner of the Cafe on 63rd. Katie is a businesswoman. She's a friend, and she's an amazing mom. She's here to talk about being a young mom and having both children and a career. Welcome to the pod, Katie.
Hey.
Hello.
Oh my God.
Bio.
Yeah, I guess that kind of wraps it up a little bit. It's a lot.
I mean, you really do so much.
Yeah.
Which is amazing.
It's impressive.
I know.
Why I'm tired all the time.
I feel like maybe a good path to this conversation is we want to talk to you about motherhood and then getting into your career. So I guess maybe start with how many kids do you have? Do you want to start with your first children?
How you first got pregnant?
I literally was thinking about how many kids I have the other day. And I was like, that's a lot of humans to have put in the world. Like, close to a basketball team worth of children.
Yeah.
That's impressive.
You're not wrong.
And it's funny because like when I was pregnant with Roman, the girls were like so number driven with it. They were like, Mom, this is like a fourth child. And I was like, no, it's not. And then I was like, no, it is. It is 4 now. Yeah.
You're right.
Yeah, 4.
She goes, oh, wow. Yeah, you are right.
Wow. Yeah. Okay, maybe we'll just go there.
Yeah, I mean, I think you right off the bat need to tell people about the first time.
Okay. So, it started with twins, guys. So never did I have the option to have just one child. I got hit with 2 from the jump, and this was my freshman year of college, so I was very young. And I always say, like, I'm always like, I don't know how anyone survived that, like us and the children, because we were so young. But then I also think maybe we were so young that we were so stupid that we didn't even know any better, that we didn't know that we we didn't know what we were doing.
Yeah,
like we just assumed that we were getting it figured out. And it was funny because like with so there were the 2, Haley and Hannah, my twins. Hopefully I don't say anything to embarrass you. Now I said your names. Oh man. They're these cute little boys.
These cute little boys.
They're girls. My husband at the time, we wanted a boy so bad. And when I was pregnant with the twins, I was not accepting the fact that they were both girls. Like every time we went to an ultrasound, they were like, yes, no, they were both girls. And I was like, false. One of these is a boy. I have 2 babies in my belly, so certainly one is going to be a boy for me.
Certainly.
And no, they were right. Science is usually correct, and they were 2 girls. And so my husband at the time, like not long after we had them, and it was horrible, guys. Like I'm not even going to pretend like that was magical in any kind of way. It was hard as crap. And those kids didn't sleep at all. I was just talking to somebody about this today, like, because they were born so early, the twins, like they were actually almost 3 months early.
Wow.
So they were 3 pounds each. And so they had to stay in the NICU for like a little over a month. And that, again, I was in college. So I was like going to class and then like pumping milk out of my body and like going straight to the hospital to take the milk that they needed to like feed the babies. And then I would sit there with them and then I would go back to class and then I would go back to the hospital. And it was just like nonstop that for like 5 weeks.
Oh my God.
And I remember one time, and like when they're in the NICU, there's all these kinds of things that have to happen, like for the babies to be able to come home with you. Like they have to pass all of these tests, which normal babies, not that they're not normal babies, but when you have a baby, there are things that have to happen before they can come home with you. But preemie babies, there are like extra things that have to happen.
Yeah.
So like one of the things was, and I hope I'm remembering this correctly because it was literally like 20 years ago. One of the things was like a car seat test. So they had to sit in their car seats and they had to have all these monitors on them and their vitals had to stay at this specific range for 1 hour in the car seats for them to be able to come home. And that is a long time, you know, for a little tiny baby. And they kept failing that test. And I remember I would be so sad because there's nothing I wanted more than them to come home. Because it sucked, you know. And I remember one night, like riding the elevator, I got in the elevator at Memorial and I just never got out. I think I rode up and down like with people coming in and out of the elevator. Just don't mind me. I'm going to sit in this corner and sob. And I was just like, they're never coming home ever. They're never coming home. And then my husband showed up to like visit and he happened to get in that elevator and he was like, what are you
How long have you been in the welcoming committee for that?
Like, well, let's go. And I think we went to like Denny's or something. So like the middle of the night.
Oh my God.
Drowned our sorrows in cheese sticks and milkshakes.
Wow.
And
Sounds amazing.
But it was just wild. And then they finally passed the test and they got to come home. Well, the whole time that they were there, and I would just go sit like in the middle of the night, like I would just go sit and watch them all night, just stare at them. I never slept. And the nurses, they kept saying like, you really should go home and rest because when they come home, you're not going to get a lot of rest. And I was like, no, I can't leave my babies, you know? And the first night they were home, I was like, do you think they'll take them back for me?
Can we get
so tired
please?
Because they didn't sleep at all. And I think it was because they were in the NICU for so long. They mess with them like all night, like 24 hours a day, every hour on the hour. So they had no concept of like, this is the time where you sleep and this is the time where you're awake. They're just always awake. And so for 8 months, they didn't sleep at all. Like never, ever slept at night.
And you're still going to class?
And I'm still going to class and I'm working and he was working also. He was already working at SCAD and oh my God, it was so horrible. And I was like, there is nothing like sleep deprivation is probably the number one thing that will send you to like a padded room. I remember one night I was up with them and they were screaming nonstop. Like they just would not shut up. And he couldn't even sleep either because they were just, it was two babies at the top of their lungs. And I'm sitting on the floor in the middle of them with like their carriers going like this, just trying to like, just a zombie at that point. And I remember he came in and he was like, put them on the porch and come to bed. And I was like, huh? He was like, just put them on the porch and come to bed. They'll be fine. And I lost it. Like I started sobbing and like, oh my God, we're not gonna put our babies on the porch. Oh my God, you know? And then like we looked at each other and just started dying laughing. We were like, we have lost our minds.
Yeah,
like officially gone. Like they just have no sanity left. Like it was so bad.
Yeah.
So then us, like, because we're so smart and so grown up, like I'm 19 years old, right? Like I have these two babies. Now I am raising two children and in college, trying to finish up and working. And we have this good idea that like, okay, we didn't get a boy that run. Let's try again.
Stop.
Because our logic was when you already have two, what's one more?
Might as well have three.
You know, when you're already not sleeping and you're already not having any fun or doing any wonderful things, like, let's just go ahead and try again and get it out of the way and like, you know, just do it all at once, right?
Now's the time. Yeah.
What's better time than now? I'm here to tell you, one more is a lot different.
Oh my God.
We were wrong. One more is a lot, and I'm sorry, Dakota. You're a wonderful child, but that was rough.
Yeah.
And daggum, it was another girl.
Oh my
Not
God.
even a boy. And it was funny because like the entire pregnancy with Dakota, they never could tell what she was. Like every ultrasound, they were like, we can't tell. She's too wiggly, or it's too wiggly. And so I told everybody I was having a boy. Like I was like, it's a boy. This is a boy for sure. Boy things, boy everything. Like you could not tell me I was not having a boy. Cut to like 8.5 months pregnant, we get in a car accident. And they took me to the hospital, which I was so mad about because I felt fine and we were on our way to Jalapenos.
And pissed.
All I could think about, I mean, I'm pregnant too, you know? And all I could think about was eating at Jalapenos. And so the ambulance people, they're all out there and they're like, you have to go because you're freaking pregnant and they have to check on the baby. I was like, okay, fine. And so I was like, I'm not getting in that ambulance. And so my mom had come up. And so my husband had stayed with like all of them to kind of sort out that scenario. And my mom came and she was like, I'll take her to the hospital. And we had the other babies with us too. And as soon as we got in the car, I looked at her and I was like, we will go after we go to Jalapenos. And so we went.
No you went to Jalapenos first?
Oh, wow. You must have been super convincing. My mom would be like, no way.
Right,
no way.
Right. I'm surprised Denise let that happen, actually, because I'm scared of her. I don't know. I must have been very scary at that point because usually it's way like the other way around. I'm still scared of her, but no, she took me to Jalapenos and it was the biggest mistake because, again, I was pregnant and not feeling well. And so by the time I got to the hospital and they started doing all those freaking tests on me and stuff, I was puking my brains out. Jalapenos nonstop. I was like, this was a bad idea. But they ended up doing an ultrasound and it was just me and that lady in the room. And I was like, do you know what it is? And she was like, you don't know? And I was like, no, nobody's been able to tell. And she was like, oh yeah, honey, that's a girl. Sobbing.
No. Throwing up and crying again.
Heartbroken. Like I'm telling you, it was like the worst. And so after that, we were like, it's not in our cards to have a boy.
Yeah.
It's just not gonna be. And so we had our 3 girls and then we got 3 boy dogs.
Hey, making up for the lack.
Because again, we make really good decisions.
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah. So that was the first round of children. Yeah, those are 3 girls.
The kicker of your first time having kids, can you also share the real kicker of that story? People gotta know.
So I grew up very much in a bubble and very naive. My mom signed the paper that didn't allow me to go to health class and learn all the things. If this gives you any idea.
No.
I was the kid that had to go sit in the library while they learned about the things in health class.
Wow.
Yeah, because it was just bad. You could not hear about that. That was just terrible things to know, you know?
No.
And so I got pregnant with twins that very first time that I did that thing.
God. Okay. So that is a whole like thing that feeds into this, but like I want to know, I'm 25 and that's way older than you were. Like, I mean, maturity wise, like 18 compared to 25.
My third at 21. So,
right.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
And I'm serious. If I got pregnant unexpectedly right now, I would feel like my world was crumbling around me because I'm not ready for it.
Yeah.
I cannot imagine how I would have felt at 19. Like, how did you feel?
Yeah.
You know, like because of the way that I was raised, and it was a very hellfire brimstone, you know, denomination, and that's probably a whole nother podcast.
Next episode.
But because of that, the sad thing is, like, my first thoughts were not even like, how the crap am I gonna do this?
Yeah.
You know, like, what does this mean for my life? Like, my first thoughts were like, oh my God, I'm going to hell, you know?
Oh my God.
Like, oh my God, like literally everyone I've ever, you know, spoken to is gonna think I'm the biggest hypocrite in the whole entire world. And like, these were the only things that I was thinking about. And these were the things that were like keeping me up at night.
Yeah.
And I just felt so horrible. I was so embarrassed. Like, it was was a lot. It was a weird headspace to be, to find something out like that. And that's like where my head was living.
Yeah.
And it was really weird for me even too, like in the beginning of our marriage, because of that, like I had all these internal battles that I had to fight, like just with that, you know what I mean? Yeah. And just the whole, like that whole concept of that. And it just kind of, it didn't lay a good foundation, you know, at all. But, you know, I was pretty mature for my age anyways. I mean, like I was already almost like finishing up college stuff because I started most of it in high school, and like already, you know, I'd just gotten a job at the freaking Department of Revenue. And so I already had like big adult things kind of already happening. And so going into like raising kids, it wasn't even anything that I ever thought about like, crap, how am I going to do this? It was just like, all right,
we have to do this.
We got to do this, you know?
I feel like our first thought would be like, financially, I could not support a kid now.
Yeah, but that's because like you think about like you're thinking about that. Back then, like, and you're talking like so long ago, like these were not the focuses of anything that we were taught, or you know, like, and I think, you know, in school now they're taught about like money management and credit and stuff like that, which is amazing. But that was not anything that was ever even touched on back then. Right. So like that wasn't even, we didn't even think about that. Like it wasn't until like each tiered thing happened that I was like, crap, they cost a lot. Like, where are we going to get this money from? You know? But it always worked out and always happened. And that's why like it was so mind blowing for us, because like we did get married so young and we did have babies so young, and we were like grown up so young, that when we would hear like our friends that were our age that were getting married at like regular times and having babies at like regular times, saying things like, oh, we want to wait until we're able to, or until we're ready, we're like, huh? Like, what? When is that though? Like, you literally will never be ready.
I was about to ask.
There's no point where this is like, okay, I have made it to this level and now this is baby level, you know, because everything is so unexpected and so different with every single one. Like you can plan and you can prepare, but being all the way ready is just unattainable, I think, you know, because you never know. I mean, you never know what's going to happen, like, you know, health-wise. Like, you know, there's all these different things. I mean, God forbid, like, something, you know, be wrong or go wrong, or you have, like, there's a lot of money and, you know, costs involved in that. I mean, Hannah, like, when she was 3, had to have heart surgery. And so not only, like, do you think about medical costs, but, like, that was probably 3 months of time that I was not able to work like full time because it was in Atlanta and I was having to go back and forth. And so we had to make decisions like, okay, like, do I continue to work and like continue to send 3 kids to freaking daycare that costs like a mortgage? And I mean, I was basically working for that. And you just have to stop and think and do math and weigh out like what do we do? And you have to always like be able to swerve, because it's always interchanging, you know, like you think you have a plan and then like once you think you have that plan flips on you and you're like, okay, never mind, it's not planned.
Just kidding.
We'll do something different.
Yeah.
And so it was a lot of that. It was like a lot of that. But never, I mean, obviously it was difficult. I mean, the young years are the toughest years. Actually, it's really just the first year. I mean, even now, like, having Roman cut to like
I was like, we gotta get Roman in here and explain.
You know, cut to 18 years later. Like, honestly, I remember when I was pregnant with Roman, Hannah was in the car with me, one of the twins, and she made a comment and she was like, because they were 19 at the time, and she was like, you know what? She was like, I just realized that I am the age right now that you were when you had me and Haley, and now you're pregnant again.
Oh, she's like, Mom.
And I was like,
what are you doing? Thank you.
Get out of the car. Never do math again.
Your girls love to do this to
they
you.
Really do. They
really
love to shove it in
my
face.
Okay.
It's so not cool.
Before we go any further, I feel like we should explain who Roman is. Like, we talked about him up top, but like, give us a brief timeline and then Roman.
The girl's father and I, we were married for about 16 years, and then we got divorced, and we're great friends. We're still a good little family. But then I got remarried to Sunny, and Sunny has a daughter too. So I have 3 daughters and Sunny has 1 daughter, and she's 16. And somebody had mentioned like before, like he had always like said something about, what do you think? Like, do you have another kid? And I was just kind of always like, maybe. I mean, like my thought process on it was because, again, I'm going to take you back to like how bad I wanted a boy. Yeah. No, I was like, if there is 100% like scientifically, like 100% I would have a boy and it would just be one baby that came out. Yeah, for sure. You know, like, cause I was 36, 37 at the time. And so I was like, I mean, that's old, but it's not too old. Mm-hmm. So I was like, yeah, maybe. And then it happened. Like I got pregnant. And I was like, well, we're doing this. And it was a boy. Like, I mean, it was so incredible. Like, I was so excited. Like, I honestly couldn't believe it when they told me the results of the thing and they said it was a boy. I was like,
of the thing.
Are you lying? Like, don't choke with me. So then it was like new, you know, I was just like, it was like a whole different experience. And it was a whole different experience just being older because, well, number one, like being pregnant older is not the same as being pregnant younger. You have way less energy and way less like, I guess, kicking your step. I don't know, but it was really rough. And then having a baby at this age versus having the girls at 19 has been way different too, which thank God he's such a good baby because he is literally the best baby in the world. Yeah. I mean, he's so chill and he's so like such a trooper. I mean, y'all know, like we haul him every freaking way. I mean,
he was at the pool party with us like 2 weeks ago.
We partied with Roman more in the last year than I partied probably with anyone else.
Oh, it's amazing.
Serious. He just shows up. Like, and the thing about you is, like, you're not even, like, partying with us. Like, I will be out, like, at 2 a.m, like, Katie, come out. And Katie will be like, nah, fam. But if it's, like, 9:30, then you show up and you got Roman. Yeah. Y'all sipping your water. Time. You're ready to go. Like,
he has so much swag, too.
Okay, so you've got these babies. At what point did you, like, start to evolve into this, like, businesswoman that we know today?
So... Well, that was pretty young. I mean, like I said, you know, we had to grow up really fast. And so my first like real job was working for the Department of Revenue. And that, I mean, that introduced me to, I was the youngest person there. Well, clearly I was like 20, I think. No, I think they hired me when I was pregnant with the twins. So that's wild.
That's crazy.
Yeah. And so I was like 19 and they were the best people in the whole entire world. The cool thing about working there was like everybody that worked there, they had all worked there together for like the past 25 years. Oh. So it was all older people and they, I say that now, there was like probably not that much older than me.
They were 35.
Like, get out of here.
Back then it seemed like they were older. But it was such a good learning experience for me because they had so much to teach me and I was a sponge. Like I wanted to listen and hear everything that they said. Like the lady that ran the person that was in charge of the whole entire like Southeast like region office was a woman. And so that was really cool because she was very demanding of the space. Like she was the boss, clearly the boss, you know? Yeah. And then there was another guy that was like right under her and I loved him with my whole heart. And I learned so much from him and from her. And I just wanted to absorb and soak it all in because I knew that like I needed to learn a lot quickly because I had 2 babies on the way to take care of and I needed to know how to best do that financially, you know? And I knew I didn't know a lot about that. And so I kind of just soaked everything in that they had to give and they had to say. And then when Hannah had to have heart surgery, it wasn't going to work out for me to keep doing that and travel like I was going to need to travel for her and daycare. And it's just a lot. And so I quit and I started just doing like accounting work from home. And so I did that for a while. So that was kind of like my first like work for myself situation was doing that. And that was good. That worked for us at that moment. And then shortly after that, I think it was when the girls started kindergarten or maybe when Dakota started kindergarten, I started working for another company that was a friend of ours. And it kind of introduced me into the first like the first business that I started, which was a wholesale pharmaceutical company. And that was the first thing that I started. And it was scary as crap.
That's a big industry to just dive into.
It really is, you know, but like, again, I was young and it didn't even like, the realm of that didn't like connect in my head. You know, I was just like, all right, let's go. We're going to do this. Like, let's do this. And we had an amazing couple that invested into our company and kind of also helped guide us with like the way to do business. And they were very, they had a very established business in a completely different field of work. They wanted to do something or wanted to be a part of something that was different from what they were in. And so it was a good, you know, it was a good match. And they were just the best people. And they taught me so much too. And like many trial and errors, like, you know, like many mistakes were made, and you learn a lot along the way. And you also, and then from there, you know, I went on to like do other businesses, and I learned a lot about how important it is who you partner up with. Because, you know, it's, that's a big important part, and it's a big piece, and who you do business with, you know, period. And even if it's not like a business that you own or are going to open with someone, even just down to like who you're going to work for, like you have to kind of have some kind of like common ground, some kind of like same vision and, you know, same moral compass, I guess, and just be able to communicate with each other. And I learned all of these things. Like some things were easy lessons, some things were really hard lessons. But I navigated through a lot of it. And of course, like with the help of my family and my friends, they were always have been like super supportive and there for me. And, you know, like, I mean, even the girls, like, I mean, they grew up with like working their butts off too, you know, like when I had stuff that I had to get done, like I had them in there packing crap up and like, you know, putting in packing peanuts and wrapping up bubble wrap. And, you know, like I wanted to teach them too, like you have to work hard and you have to build something, you know, even if it's not your own, like you still have to treat it like it's your own and respect it like it is your own and work hard for it. So that's kind of, that all started when I was pretty young. And I think I grew up, my grandfather was like my very best friend. My grandparents, I was very close with them. And my papa was a plumber. And he was the most hilarious person in the entire world. Like he's crazy, cut up with everybody all the time, big personality. And he drove my grandmother crazy. And so did I, like, because I just got jumped right into his antics with him. And I was always like messing with people too. And I just wanted to be just like him. So I just did whatever he did. And we would drive her crazy. And so she would be like, y'all both have to leave. Like both of you have got to go. And so she would always send me on his plumbing trips with him. And so I went on all of these plumbing trips with my papa. And when I was little, it was cool. When I got older, it was less cool. But it was to the point where he felt like I was his worker. Like if he had a job, like I was going on this job with him if I was not in school. And so he would like be able to, he taught me enough about plumbing to know like, okay, we're going to do this job today. So he would have me go like pack the tool bucket for what we needed for that job. And I remember when I was in high school and I would sit on the bucket next to him and hand him the tools that he needed as he needed them. And I remember him making a comment like, you're going to be so grateful for this one day when you're older. And I told him like out of my mouth, I was like, Papa, I cannot think of a scenario in the entire world where I'm going to feel grateful for this skill that I'm never going to use this ever. Lies. I'm so thankful that I know how to fix the toilet. Y'all know how much a plumber costs? It is expensive.
Listen, I'm having toilet problems right now.
It is so much money to freaking pay a plumber to come do stuff. So like, I got y'all on the easy stuff. Like,
oh my God.
I don't want to run a septic line because that's messy. But if you need like a new flush valve or a flapper ball or just the whole insides of a toilet or P-trap or wax ring, like I got you. Like I know how to do these things.
Yes. Wow. I should have called you to install the bidet because that was hard.
Oh my!
I didn't do it.
That was hard.
I didn't do it. Cameron did it, but It was hard.
But like I learned from him like at a very young age like to work hard, you know, and he treated everybody in the most wonderful way. And if people like he would go do plum jobs, if they didn't have money to pay for it, he'd be like, all right, well, you know, make me a sandwich or whatever, like or nothing or you know whatever. And that was just the way he did business, and he just wanted to help people and be a part of, you know, their day in a good way. And I learned like a lot from him and my mom too. They both worked really hard, and they didn't have much, but they gave everything that they had to anybody that needed it. And so I just, you know, I just always grew up knowing like work hard. Yeah. And so that's just kind of like, I've never stopped. I don't think. I just continue to keep working. Yeah. Even when I think I'm taking a break, I don't usually take a break. Yeah. And somebody said the other day, like the lady that I work with now at the real estate office said that her doctor had made a comment about her like starting another thing, and she was like, I mean, you're getting older, like why are you adding more stuff, like don't you plan on retiring? And she was like, probably not soon. And I was just like, made me think of like retirement. Like I don't think I would want to do like I don't know, I think I would probably still do something. I'd probably volunteer somewhere, you know.
I can't see you doing that.
I mean, even during COVID, like when everybody was like kind of taking a beat, I told them, because the ladies that I worked with, I was like, you guys are older, so you need to not come to the office. Like they were like, well, you shouldn't go to the office. And I was like, I will do that. So I don't know. There's just something about like, I need order to my day, and that like, I need to get up and get dressed and get ready and leave and go to a place and like do work, and then feel like that's done. And then I can go home and, you know, do whatever. But I have to have that piece of my routine, I think. Yeah. So I went every day to the office during all of it, and sat there and worked like it was regular days. Yeah. I mean, but it kept me sane. Also, there were like 4 teenagers at my house that were eating nonstop, doing virtual school. And I was like, we will kill each other if I stay here. I gotta get out of somebody's going to die.
Well, it just seems like you do, obviously it's not like easy, but you seem like you just do it all with such ease. And I feel like when it comes to girls that are our age or girls that are younger like you were when you had the twins, like what piece of advice would you give to your younger self going through that all again?
Oh Lord, so many things. One thing that I did was I didn't allow a lot of grace for myself, like to make a mistake. You know what I mean? Like I put so much pressure on myself to like get everything right and to make everyone happy, that like I completely lost myself for like a chunk of life. Like I didn't exist, but like I was just there to make everything keep moving forward. And that was probably the worst thing that I did for myself, and like probably for everyone else. I mean, even my girls, you know, I hate that that they got to experience that version of me that was like not me, you know, which is, you know, remedied now. And but I feel like a whole big part was kind of like went missing right there. But it was because I felt so much pressure, you know, and I put a lot of pressure on myself too. And I feel like a lot of us, like, I mean, I think women in general do that just because there's so much, you know, there's a lot that we deal with just normally, and then add all the other things that we want to do and that we want to be successful in. We want to be a good mom. We want to be successful in our career. I mean, some, and some don't, and that's fine too. But if that is something that's important to you, it is really hard to do all of those things at the same time, you know? I remember when I started my first company, my reasoning, like the thing that I kept telling myself was the main reason I wanted to do it was because I wanted to have all this time to spend with my kids. Like if they had something at school, I wanted to be able to go to it. I wanted to be in charge of my time. Bless my heart. Like, oh my God. Like, no, that was opposite. Like that all went away. You know, I ended up like having to pay people to go pick them up from here and take them to there and go do this with them and go do that with them. And I missed a lot. And I hated that. I tried to make it as, you know, to as much as I could, but it was difficult and it wore me out, you know? And so I think like thinking that I needed to do everything and be everywhere was probably the worst thing I did to myself. And maybe I would definitely tell my then self to like chill the crap out and don't try to think that you have to do all of that stuff, because you don't. But in your head, you think that you have to check all these boxes to do it the right way. There is no right way. I mean, there's just your way. You know what I mean? And each kid is different. I mean, like raising the girls was a completely different experience than what I'm experiencing now, like raising Roman. And I'm sure some of it is because he's a boy and they were girls. And I know in the future that is going to be some different things too. But, you know, like I've loved both experiences, but I think with the girls, because I was so young when I had them and I was so busy that I was kind of like, those little years, I was like, kind of like, hurry up and talk, you know, hurry up and wipe your butt and hurry up and walk and hurry up and do things on your own that, you know, I won't have to do. And now with Roman, because like, it's so weird. I feel like I'm in such like a time warp scenario because as I was having Roman, like my twins were graduating high school and going to college. So it was like, I felt like I was losing like the first things I ever did at the same time, like starting this brand new one, you know, and it was like, it was such a surreal, weird feeling because I was like heartbroken at the fact that they were grown up.
Yeah.
And then, but also like, oh, but like, is this like a reset? Like, do I get to try, you know, like try it again a different way? And it's been such a different experience because now with Roman, I'm like, take your time. Like, chill the crap out, dude. Don't run. Like,
baby.
Walk, crawl.
So you're kind of taking your own advice, just 18 years later.
Right. Just took like a whole nother kid to do it. But it's fun, you know, like it's cool to have this experience and at this age and with him and with Sunny and having a boy. Like it's really cool. I love, like I said, like I wouldn't trade anything in the world for what I experienced with the girls and that whole first part of life. You know, everybody always asks, like, if you knew, like, would you do it all over again? And I absolutely 100% would. I would make better decisions, but I would do it all over again. I mean, like, so the twins are almost 20 and Dakota just turned 18 and, like, they're, like, built-in best friends, you know, like we have such a good time together and they are so fun and like they're like the best girls and they're so different. Like each one of them is like completely opposite of the other. Yeah. No two of them are alike in any way. They don't even look alike. Like they don't even look like sisters actually. But they're so much fun and we have such a good time with them. And it's also fun to watch them with Roman because, you know, they're so many years apart. But I remember even like when he was a baby, they would FaceTime and because Hannah moved to Atlanta to go to SCAD and the other two girls were in Bluffton and they would FaceTime and just like want to talk to him. And so like they would just have conversations with him and he doesn't have words, but he just like, blah, 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 you know, and they have their own little thing and it's really, really cute. It's fun.
I just have kind of one more thought/question. So I love what you were saying earlier, like whenever we were asking you if you were like scared and you said like you were so young, you didn't even know what to be worried about. Yeah. And I feel like one of like our main points at this podcast is talking about everything we don't know and trying to let people know like it's okay. So I guess kind of my question is, do you think there's like any power in not knowing everything?
100%. I mean, like, what is this? I mean, everybody says ignorance is bliss and like applicable, like 100% applicable to this. Like if I had known like all of the things that would come down the pipeline that are attached to having kids, I would be like, oh no, don't sign me up for that. Even like the whole, and I was talking to somebody about this today, like the whole like being pregnant and what it does to your body and childbirth and like, and what you have to do to feed the baby afterwards, like even like just keep it in that box. I'm still not signing up for that willingly. You know, like it's rough living, guys. Like it's rough. I mean, it does things that they cannot be reversed. It is bad.
Can't go back.
And if you knew everything,
then you would not do it. No sane person would do it. You know, like everybody always says, you know, I have not had a child in the traditional way. I've only ever had C-sections. But I hear that people that do have it that way, that it's a giant big pain. And I bet, you know, like I can only imagine, I've, you know, felt glimpses of it, but I can't imagine feeling the full thing, right? And they say like, but it's a pain that's so horrible, but like you forget about it. I'm like, you must, because people do it again.
Oh my God.
With that knowledge.
You know? Yeah. But I think that applies to all of it because there's a lot of parts of it that are painful beyond that part. Like even pumping milk out of your body, it's not a picnic.
Yeah.
You know, it's pretty, think about it. It is a machine attached to you,
Oh,
sucking hard, like milk out of your body. And you're excited about it. Like when it starts spraying out, you're like, yes,
Go off.
there is something coming out that's going to feed
my
my
God.
child. Especially now that there's freaking formula shortages, you know? I'm
Right.
Oh my God.
like, these
She goes,
are
"You're
not an
gonna
option
feed my
anymore."
child.
Yeah. And you're like, the things that you get excited about and that you like are, it is not normal.
Yeah.
It is not normal.
Oh my
It's
God.
probably the same in the career side of it too. Like I feel like no one would take any big business risks if they knew every possible thing that could go wrong.
I mean, if you sit and pro and con everything out of life, you nobody's doing anything.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Meltdown.
Yep.
You know, I remember and like, I think it was during the first business that I had, I was so stressed out. Like it was a period of time that was so stressful and it was so horrible. And it was literally I knew it was just shaving years off my life. I was just giving it away. And I remember sitting at, in the drive-thru of Sonic.
Oh, wow.
And they were skating around, you know, like taking people their food. That was back when they still did that. And I remember sitting there thinking like, I want to be that. Like, I want to quit this. And I want to do that. They get to skate all day. They get to take people food that they're excited about.
Yeah.
Like, I want to do
Smile
that.
on their
That looks
face.
better. Sign me up for that. Like, that to me was like a mirage. Like, that was like the stuff in the middle of the sand that you're trying to get to.
Yeah.
Like, I was just like, that is life. That is living.
Yep.
This is not, you know?
That is the goal.
this
be a
is
Sonic
this is
skater.
life goals,
Yeah.
you know.
Oh my
But
God.
because there's things that get thrown at you and there's bad things that happen and there's
Yeah.
crap that you have to like truck through that you're just like, God, this is hard.
Yeah.
But all of that is definitely character defining moments, you
Yeah.
know, like I mean, it's definitely pressure on the rock, and you kind of just, and it's how you handle it and it's how you come out of it. And if you keep going,
Yeah.
that kind of defines your character and your person, you know?
Yeah.
And it's tough, and it wasn't easy by any stretch of the imagination at any point of it all. But you learn a lot, and as long as you're learning like from it, like I think that's progress.
Yeah,
you know,
Agreed.
Yeah.
if you just keep doing the same dumb thing, that's not
Then
great.
you're not learning.
Yeah.
My kind of like final thought with everything that we've been talking about is that thinking about the theme of this podcast episode, it's not just about being a mom and how to be a mom. This is being a mom and having a career. Like it's just so crazy the things that we do, because being a mom is a full-time job.
Oh,
Completely.
yeah. And the people that do it full time are to be
Oh yeah.
praised. Like,
Yep. Yeah.
you know, I have a client who doesn't live here. She lives out of town, and she is a mom of 3 and works like probably 12 hours a day. And she was saying the other day, because hers are little, all of hers are little, like only one of mine is little, but all of hers are little. And she's like, honestly, when somebody doesn't show up for work and I need to go in and cover that shift, I would rather do that. Wow. It is less than what I have to do at home.
Yeah.
She was like, work 12 hours at that restaurant and cover that person's shift, or stay home with these 3. Work.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
and
go do that.
honestly, you know, like that was like during COVID, like with like they were all home. I should have wanted to spend time with them at home and enjoy that beat that everybody got. But I was like, they are going to kill me and I'm going to kill them, because I'm like, no moment should be wasted in the day. And they're sitting there like watching Netflix and chilling. And I'm like, nope, like, what are you doing? Let's fill these minutes with productivity. Like, let's get something done. And they're like, you got to go.
Yeah.
You got to go.
You got to go do something.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, women are just freaking incredible.
I'm telling
It's
you
insane.
what, we can do anything.
We
Yeah.
really can.
Even
Yeah.
those 25-year-olds, we can do anything.
Yes. And like, honestly, and I tell my girls all the time, because they got really crazy. And I think they might have just been messing with me. I hope to God that they were just messing with me. But they started saying the other day about how they wanted to have kids by the time that they, or like be married and have kids by the time they were 21, 22. And I was like,
Honey.
oh no, this is not happening. Also, I have a baby. You cannot have a baby. You're not allowed to have a baby until my baby is older. Like, we're not having babies
time.
at the same time.
No.
This has negated that option for you.
Yep.
Especially now.
Yep.
I was going to say, yeah.
Speaking
Yeah.
of, do we want to just go here? Should we
I
just
guess
do
we
it?
go here.
I feel like maybe we'll announce up top that we have a surprise. So
We do
here's
have
the
a
surprise
surprise.
we talked about.
So Roman was a surprise. And now we have another surprise because I am pregnant again.
Katie told us this at lunch the other day, and she's like, guys, I'm freaking pregnant. We're like, no way! Oh my God.
I have confirmed it is just one child.
Just one, thank God.
So it's okay. It's okay.
I'm not going to lie. I thought it was going to be twins. I was really saying a
so
prayer.
scared. I was losing sleep over it because I was nervous. I didn't even think about that as an option until Haley said, Mom, this could be twins. And I was like, no. Okay, we need to know. So I was like, look everywhere. There could be a baby. Count them up. Like, how many do we have? Count them up. What are we looking at? Like, who do I need to prepare nursery? Like, because I cannot have more than one. I don't like, no. So yes, here we go. Number 5, guys. My count is up to freaking 5.
We are really creating the basketball team here.
I'm so
excited.
Yeah.
I love it.
Oh, congratulations.
Thank you.
We're so happy for
now
you.
Now Roman gets a little person to grow up with, like the girls. He's going to be a good big brother, I think.
He is.
Yeah.
Oh, congratulations and thank you. Oh
Yeah,
my God.
thank you for coming on.
Sorry, Sonny. I just stole your thunder.
Katie is quite literally an icon.
I love her.
Mm-hmm.
Every time I talk to her, I just feel like warm and welcome and like I learned something. I love Katie.
I know. It's so funny, our relationship with her, but she is literally like the most supportive human being and just has so much good advice all the time. I feel like she has an answer for freaking everything.
She does. And if you're not doing something right, she'll tell you. If you're doing something right, she'll also tell you. She's a good friend.
Either one.
Yeah.
Either one. Well, we hope you guys learned a lot from that episode. And even if you're not having a baby now, it's still good things to know for the future because whether you're 19, 25, 30, it all applies.
You never know.
Babies are happening.
Never know. But yeah, so with that is episode 8 ? Don't forget to recommend us to your friends. Please share us. Please rate, review, and subscribe wherever you're listening to or watching this right now. Reminder, every single Monday new episodes come out. We're on YouTube, Spotify. I'm putting Apple in there. We should be on Apple. If we're not on Apple by the time this comes out in like 3 weeks, then I give up.
Yep.
Apple, Google, what's the other one? Castbox, I think. Whatever. Wherever you get your podcast, we are there. Jamie, take it away with the socials.
Yeah, and also make sure to follow us on social media. We're on Instagram and TikTok, and we're going to have a lot more content coming soon that we're very excited about. So anyways, with further ado, Chicks and Dip Pod, POD. Give us a follow. You can also follow our personal Instagrams. Mine is Jamie Burton with 2 A's. Getting a little fancy.
Ooh, mine is Lauren_Wolverton.
Yeah. And thank you guys for your support. This has been really fun. And if you have any suggestions of different topics you want us to talk about, you can DM us some questions like our friend did one of these weeks, whichever week it was. But yeah, we love to hear from you guys and please review for sure.
Let us know what you think. And we'll see y'all next week.
Bye, y'all.
Bye.